New poll out from ORC International and CNNMoney on what the American people think about the American dream. So there are a few different definitions of what the American dream is. The poll actually doesn't specify what they mean by it. But whenever I hear the phrase the American dream, I immediately think about the ability to live comfortably and maybe own a little bit of property if you're willing to work a full-time job. Or another way of talking about it is the ability of the next generation to advance economically beyond their parents, which basically means they're just climbing the ladder of success. So the poll simply asked the question, do you believe the American dream is possible? 59% said no. How sad is that? Well over half of the American people don't believe in the Central American selling point. When you talk to people, especially going back to like the 70s and the 80s, the idea was that people throughout there who were immigrants to the country, they're like, yeah, I'm here because of the American dream. I'm here because I want, the opportunity to do well. We've gotten so far away from that, man, when 59% of the country is saying it doesn't even exist. It's a fucking myth. It's incredible. So they also asked the question, do you believe children will be worse off than their parents? 63% said yes, so an even higher number says yes to that question. And unfortunately, this shouldn't even come as a surprise, because according to the economic data, the people that are the naysayers are right. In fact, we talked about this a little while ago, an article from the Daily Beast and the New York Times. They said, quote, an American family at the 20th percentile of income distribution makes significantly less money than comparable families in Canada, Sweden, Norway, Finland, or the Netherlands. That is the opposite of what it was 35 years ago. While the U.S. is experiencing economic growth at the same or faster rate than those other countries, a smaller percentage of U.S. households are reaping the rewards. So that's a really important point. What right-wingers will often say is they'll blame the people. They'll go, oh, you're not making it? Blame yourself. Blame yourself. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. It's got nothing to do with actual systematic problems. No, it's your fault. On a personal level, it's your fault. But like I just said, if you look at the economic data, the productivity levels have been steadily rising for 35 years. So if it's a chart we're looking at or a graph, that line is going straight up, the productivity level. But what's flatlining is our wages. So we're working hard, but we are not reaping the benefits. And let me add on top of this, where's that money going? The rich. Like we've discussed time and time again, they have rigged the rules in their favor, and they're doing it at our expense. So a great example of this that I oftentimes bring up is Mitt Romney. When Mitt Romney was running for president and he was pressured to release his income information, and he finally did release it, you know what we learned? He was paying 14% in taxes one year or 15% another year, and he was making anywhere from $14 million to $25 million on a yearly basis. Now, why is that absolutely ridiculous? Because the dude is making like $20 million and paying 15% when he's paying the most he possibly can. Meanwhile, if we're talking about a dude that works a full-time job, spends extra hours at the office, has very little time to spend with his children and his family, and might even be back on his mortgage, when that guy's making $80,000 a year, he's paying like 20 or 25% in taxes. So we have a regressive tax system in a lot of ways. Because Mitt Romney, since he was paying the capital gains rate because he makes his money off of investments, he was paying a lower percentage than somebody who's actually laboring for a living. And that makes no sense, man. Never mind the fact that the rich have rigged the rules against unions. It used to be that, the average middle class income in the U.S. and the level of unionization, so the percentage of the population that's unionized, whenever union rates are high, the income of the middle class is high. Because, of course, collective bargaining works. You stop some of the greed of the owners. Well, now there's a lot of anti-union laws on the books. They've gutted labor protections. They've gutted environmental protections. Yeah, we have no problem. The left has no problem. Nobody has any problem with people getting rich. it only becomes an issue when you rig the rules in your favor. Tax law is another example. You know, when you look at the fact that, what was it, General Electric in the year 2010 or 2011 paid 0% in taxes because they rigged the fucking rules in their favor. And they're using these legal loopholes to use tax havens overseas in the Cayman Islands and Bermuda and all these other places. That's the problem. The problem is, and then guess who has to shoulder that burden? You and me do. Because taxes need to be paid. Because you need to fund the government. So what do? They shift the tax burden from themselves to the middle class and the poor who can't fucking afford it. Okay? And this is the result of the rich capturing our system because money is legal in politics. So we've legalized bribery in the country. So the rich have captured the system and rigged it against us. And now 59% of the American people say, yeah, American dream, my ass.